Record. Boom. Alrighty. Bjarnrik. What a little shitter. Bjarnrik really has no manpower. Fuck me. 118k. Quantity religious explo. You're gonna have to go a mill idea next, which would be strategic or defensive, I'd say, are the only two viable ones. Quality really just isn't great. Especially with... I mean, Explo Ideas gives manpower recovery, but it gives the mercenary manpower, which is semi-wasted, unless you need. Which hopefully you don't. Innovative Imperial, you won't take the... Oh, you mean you could... But no, you need Industrial or Eco next. So yeah, I go Strategic, then Industrial. And yeah, that's the meta, from what I know, is Quantity, Industrial, Strategic... No, Quantity, Industrial, Imperial, Strategic, Religious, and then something. Mainly just because of all the force limit, manpower, and morale and backline damage and all that shit. So yeah, it's kind of being able to be seen across a few people. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. Okay, you want to do that. Quantity Eco? Yeah, no. I guess no one's really doing the Quantity Industrial, but still. I agree that is probably the stronger of the two. You get dev cost for Quantity Eco, but you get the force limit, which... No, you get the army trad, which then the bonus with strategic though gives the force limit and backline damage, so that's what makes it better in my eyes. As well as, you know, pretty sure you get the 10% goods from this and not from here. Yeah, but you don't get the gov cap. Maybe you do need it. Yeah, you definitely do, because you're 50 over. So you need to get a gov cap thing on by rule, which you have the thingo for. So just fucking go for it, son. 67, 56. Why did, like, I assume you seized land, but why? You could have sold and then seized, and it would have been fine. Alright. Reasons and stuff. I'd probably give it to... You've already... No, what? I'd probably give it to these guys. Get the native... Actually, no. Get your native assimilation on. Because the more you colonize over here, the more goods produced. Which means more money coming to you. Fucking Dorain. Yeah. So... Get a native assimilation on, get probably magnates, unless... Do you need anything out of here? You probably will need to chuck this on at some point, because you will be going to war for a shit ton of people. So yeah, no. Get this one going. Never mind, you don't have this one either. What the fuck, man? You don't have this one either. What the fuck, man? Alright, so grant colonial charters, grant patronage of the arts. That removes the ability to get, what's it called? Merchant debt, but you can just remove free enterprise for that. Never mind, you can't remove. Fucking hell, dude. You really locked yourself in. Okay. I'd still say you need this. This would be really nice to have just for the prestige. But, you need this. Then you can get rid of it by deleting Explo, I guess. Then you save this last slot for the 5%, the 1% loans, so I guess you have to go here for the fucking gov cap. You could technically give it here, but this one's pretty good. This one's very nice to have. You know. I would say chuck this on. And then chuck... that one on. Yep, okay, that's your estates and shit done. Gav reform... That's fine, I guess. Yeah, no, don't go parliament. Army trad, all that shit. What's your autonomy like? Just force lower the autonomy when you can't gov. You can't fucking make it a core yet, so never mind. Force lower it here. Just because, one, it'll make rebels rise up, which will give you more army trad from beating them, as well as prestige, and, you know, it also means you get the eco faster from these provinces, which 14 dev, wine, 6 dev, thingo. Get a little bit of cash out of them, a little bit more. Cannot be lowered further than 25, but you can still do it because of reasons. Yeah, so I'd lower that there as well. I don't know why you haven't converted these. You can just chuck on the State Edict to give the 1% extra bonus, and it'll be 1.6, and it'll take 40 months per, probably. And you need those, well, you need provinces converted for your manpower in True Faith. Where is it? It's not here, it's not, no, it's like down here. Here it is. Manpower in True Faith and 20% from dev cost, yeah. So you need 150 converted, so you will need these 6, most likely. Apart from that, you need to figure out a way of either continuing friendship with gnomes and allowing yourself to get the lion's share of the colonial game, or find a way to split him off from his allies and beat the ever-living shit out of him. Which, you know, easier said than done. But you will need to do that because your missions rely so heavily on owning provinces that he has for colonial, owning his coast to get down to the Empire things, which is where a lot of your fun will be had, in my opinion. I had the Empire coming for me, so, you know, I didn't need to really do that in my game, but still. And, you know, make sure that the Frozen Moor is a dead man. Yeah, Frozen Moor does not exist. That'll give you a fair few nice little bonuses. Culture convert all the Grey Orc shit. And culture convert, and automatically convert all the religion. So yeah, you really need to focus that, whether it's by releasing people, annexing, etc., etc. Yeah, so basically, just be better. Also, high cannon. You have 106 inf, 4 cav, 0 cannon. You have the eco for it, 45 positive with half mate, 34 there. If you hired 30 cannon right now, what's the force limit? 26? 27. So yeah, let's say 30 cannon at 0.69 per, 69. 0.69 times 30, 20 ducats of income. That's fine, 14 positive. You should be making a lot more anyway. You don't have the gold here, that'll add about 8. Then once you finish conquering this stuff, you can get a few more of your eco bonuses done. Once you get the new world claims here, you can start spawning more gold, iron, and copper in. So much shit relies on you killing gnomes, which is either best done right now, before they have more artificer shit, or when you've expanded a shit ton more colonially, which would mean needing to suck up to Melankar. Mr. Nomi Boy. God, I went 8 minutes with him. Mr. Nomi Boy, basically same thing, but in reverse. Secure the south, gains permanent claim. Might as well just do that, man. Oh, that's beautiful noise. Yeah, that's just all killing small country. Which I'm sure, if you ask nicely enough, Rubenair would possibly consider betraying small country, but you never know. I don't think you're too nice to actually even consider that. Well, too naive, too kind, what's the word? Just kidding. Am I? That's the real question. No, you're too not wanting to kill a person to do that. So yeah, too kind. And then yeah, that's all just that. So a lot of your European focus is all just down to killing small country purely, which means the only other stuff you have to do is taking colony from Verne, and a bit more Verne, and a bit more Verne, and then Yinnik, and then up here, which they'll also want. Fair enough. Subject country. What? God, I wish I could go into commands right now and just give you a province here, so I could see if that would fix it. I'll get Torsion to test it out, because that doesn't seem right. Mechanical Handyman or Powers Cost, that's a good one. What, 2? Okay. 5% power cost, that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. This is shit at the moment. Landfire damage for infantry is negligible. Way too negligible to sacrifice 5 army morale. As well as gaining the 2 army trade decay. No, sir. This, however, pretty good. Very nice. Since the majority of the damage is right now shock damage. Even though your units may have 2 fire pit, whatever, and about to be 3/3, the units themselves just don't have the fire, in my opinion. Oh, well. Fuck off. No, the shock damage is way better because then they can deal more damage because they've lost less men. Here you could say, oh, but they're dealing more damage. Well, technically they're still dealing more shock. People still have cav and still have shock. Why are cannons doing shock? What? And yeah, they still deal more shock. Not your units, because your units, don't have, well, your units do a straight modifier damage, meanwhile others negate and add. But still, 1.15 is still bigger than 0.8. Each pip, I think, does 10%, so 10% of 0.8 is 0.08, right? So technically you're 9.6. Yeah, times that by 33%, but then minus the 5 morale. No, still, shock damage, much better. Maybe next tech, it'll come out as maybe the fire damage being better for you, just because you do have the more than average pips of other people. More than average pips that I'm used to for infantry at this stage, as well as cannons being teched up, because you're low tech? No, it's 13 for cannon. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe next tech the fire will be better, but still shock damage reduced, seeing as Rubenair has a lot of shock damage. Bjarnrik, I think, is just pure infantry, so there's no back cannon dealing extra fire damage. Fuck, that was out of nowhere loud. Yeah, okay. No point clicking this because you want these guys to have more influence, except the mages, because I think that intrudes on your artificers. Gov reforms, expel minorities, global trade, 250 gov cap. Yep, that's fine. 250 gov cap, national unrest, or yeah, just take parliamentarian because you don't have nobility. Stab cost, because you don't need the extra diplomat. Possible diplo policy, that doesn't really matter, you've got 4. 10% morale, don't care about the others. I'd say 10%, ooh, never mind. Maybe the 10% army recover, because you do have quality as gnomes. Yeah, 10% army recover. I'd say the 5% advisor cost, because money. Admin free policy and election cost, or maximum admin, this one. You don't have the absolutism total, I'm pretty sure, which isn't even an effect I can look at right now. Thanks, game. I'm just going to assume it's not something that you can have. Negative 60? Yeah, there's no way you can counter that. You can't even proc court and country to counter it properly. Arty fire as well. That's still... yeah, next tech I'd say the shock damage is worth it. Not now. It's just losing morale. And army trab, which equals morale and manpower recovery. So yeah, just no. Just no. You need more forts to make up for your dev. Chuck one here, or... no, chuck one here, because then they can't walk through this province and they have to go into a -2 cavern. However, it's a little hard to reinforce onto it unless you're in here, so you'd attack this. You'd have to be... okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd say put this as a fort. Yeah, this, I would love this to be a fort, but yeah, no, you just can't reinforce it probably without hitting their reinforcing stacks. And then at that point, you take a -2 from river and hill. So yeah, no. Just make them take a -2 from crossing here, crossing here, crossing here. Yeah. Yep, that's the better fort. Because this would be a lovely -3, but no. It is implausible. Apart from that, that's basically it. What I said about Bjarnrik, you probably need to kill him before he kills you. Because as it stands, he only stands to get stronger, so do you, but you don't have as much colonial power as him, because, you know, you don't have the second second 2 colonists here. And you can't give... I mean, you can give this, I would give this. But you can't get the 50% assimilation he has or something from the clergy. So yeah, no, I would stay as this. Wow, that's another 8 minutes, fuck me. 22 eco, that's fine. Make sure your autonomy's low, make sure you're building manpower, you haven't built a single manpower building. Make sure you're building production, you haven't built enough production buildings. So many 20s in here, so many 20s. Churches, don't build them. I don't care if these are bigger than the other ones. You'll continue to get production modifiers. I think there's a production one next Tech 13. So after that. Next tech for me. But yeah, and you'll also continue to be deving with dip points. At least you should. Well, currently you're deving with none, because you have to be taking ideas. But you get the point I'm making, hopefully. In a perfect world, you'd wait till you had this to fight him. But if you have support against him, you could probably do it yourself, seeing as he doesn't have many decent modifiers himself. -10, -20, 25. That doesn't matter. 25 combat ability on cannons really does. He has 10 here, but his pips are somewhat better for the age. However, with reinforcements and cannon, while he doesn't have any, you just win the fights one-on-one, but you don't have the force limit. You do not have the force limit to fight him by yourself. Make sure these guys are down there, good. Make sure you build up more infantry and have no cav, good. Make sure you have more cannon. I'd say Small Country and you, I think, are pretty decent allies, right? So you have more cannon than him, because your cannon is always going to be better as gnomes, right? So yeah, just... you take cannon. You just pause in with infantry and make sure your cannon never gets hit. Yeah, apart from that, whatever debt this is, pay that off. Why do you have debt? I don't really want to know, but why do you have debt? Yeah, no, honestly, you should be in a decent position to fight Bjarni before he fights you. 17k, you can immediately, like, win all these colonial fights. Unless he hires Malankar mercs. And you can also just push through all here. This is pretty high dev land. If you have the naval superiority, 15, 12, 18, 0, 7, 31, 10. Yeah, you have the naval superiority. You should just win this fight, in all honesty. Especially with Small Country on your side. But that's up to you to actually declare it. Rubenair, how you doing, champ? Yeah, I'll go to Small Country next. My voice is hurting because I've been shouting commands at people all night. I'd take the production efficiency, honestly. Just keep stacking the eco modifiers, means more men, more buildings, more etc. You have the 15% manpower, yeah, not shabby. Not too shabby. Magical elite, you don't need it because you're somehow a fucking super god with your fucking mage. Piece of fucking shit. 144. Oh, the first shitty one. Oh. That's one thing I wanted to check really quickly, because I'm not really going to say much for you because I went over with the other two. I've talked to you a little bit, but more about... well, nothing of importance. Yeah, no, they don't have the same dynasty as anyone. I could have just hopped over this fucking... Lorent. Where the fuck is Lorent? Is it these guys? Yeah. Yeah, you can marry these guys, get the dynasty that way. Yes, alright. For you, you just need to figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. Because you're gonna form Lorent. I don't... You just are. You only need to make sure Lorent's dead and you can press the button. Then you get all their missions, which just means you need to press your good missions before you switch. Which I assume is this one. Trade power, production efficiency, goods produced, and monthly splendor. That's pretty good. This is just conquering that stuff, which isn't really a priority at this moment in time. That's just conquering that. Which, if he goes to war with Bjarnrik, it would be the better time to do this. Genociding the fucking halflings. Killing killing Demariers, all this stuff. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really crazy that you need to finish before this one. Unless you do go into a small country with some kind of deal. So you need... How much fucking production? 6 more here. Madellare. Where is... Madellare? Is that a vassal? Oh yeah, you can just annex that shit. Apparently you can't. You have pissed them off enough. Aggressive expansion. That's going to take a while. So 6 production, and you need to be at 35. That'll get you to 32, so 3 devs, so 118. Have fun with that, son. I mean, you have nearly max here, because look at these fucking advisors, man. Kill me. Alright, small country. No, I haven't looked at people's ideas, but Baseless was barely done, or any of them. Your next one should be industrial. Just straight up. Industrial then quantity. Or quantity then industrial, either or. I'd say quantity then industrial. You'd be near unstoppable, I think, with quantity. Or maybe. Okay, I'm gonna need to make sure about a few little things. Bayonet, 20, 30. You could double down on cavalry. Go for a bit of a meme thingo, I don't know. Progressing 0% each month, so that's fine. Yep, yep. Yep, that's fine. You can cast spells, you can get the prestige, all that juicy shit. Yeah, I'd say probably quantity. Because your force limit isn't super crazy right now. For being 818 dev, with no colonies. You finish admin, then go... Trade Pluto admin, then go maybe offensive. I'd say go offensive for the extra 2.5% Merc disc. It'll also give you better leaders. Manpower recovery is not important. Reinforce speed is semi-important, not really. 20% force limit though is important. 3% disc, that's 5.5 disc for Mercs there. Pretty nice. These are a real army. Okay. You've only got the 2 armies hired. Wow. No wonder. Free company rosters 5, 10, so 20. 20 minus 10, so yeah. Well, this minus, so 100 plus 20. 110 plus 20 minus 10 is what I meant to say, but yeah, so you have 120 disc, that'd give you 125.7, I think. This is why am I minusing 10? Well, not because of the halfling military. It's because he has this, which ends in a year's time for year and 4 months. So yeah, that'll fucking go away. For you, yeah, I don't know, just figure out what you are going to do regarding Rubenair, because they're quickly finishing all their expansion options here, and it's torsion. He will want to do something. Whether you involve him in your escapades, whether he comes after you, whether he goes into the New World with Lorent missions, whether he fucking goes and smacks down Phoenix Empire via no CB, I have no fucking clue. Well, I can guess, just because of what he's done previously, but as of right now, he could just do literally fucking anything. He's a wild card. So yeah, figure out what you're going to do about, like, how you're going to ensure that he doesn't attack you or bait him into attacking you and beat the shit out of him, etc, etc. You've only got 88 force limit, not as much as I thought you did. Yeah, but I'd say just be prepared to defend gnomes or possibly attack with them. Not entirely sure what's going on there. But yeah, if both take my advice, then something should happen between them, because there should be something happening between them. 105 trade eco with 56 here. You're not behind on Diplotech. You finished trade ideas. Get another 15% trade efficiency coming in. Fair enough, fair enough. Gov reforms, political dynasties do this. I don't know if that's really worth it. I don't know, I don't rate... Oh, you also have the 5 discs from there, so it's going to be lower. Trade power board, I guess that's alright. Gov cap doesn't overly matter. Power in the Doge. United States, again, trade power broad, right? Or global trade power, yeah. Presidential system, could you click this? I would have clicked... Oh, mutually exclusive. De-evolution of powers, yeah, 50% stab cost. It doesn't matter. Just pick whatever you need at the time. 10% morale of armies. 5% advisor cost, impossible advisor, just because money. And advisor and re-election because Pluto saps the shit out of it. I don't think you can get enough absolutism. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Okay, next up is... Yeah, so for you, basically just figure out what your neighbor's doing. Arboran has a Diplo slot, so figure out what the fuck's happening there. Rubenair, wildcard, Gnomish, support or kill, etc, etc. Anbenncost. Yeah, I know, really helpful stuff for you. Anbenncost is... just your average old Joe, completing his mission tree. Nearly completed his mission tree. Needs a university and enlightenment, and then he'll finish that stuff. Dev cost and finish this, which doesn't give anything apparently. I don't know why you haven't pressed that yet, I guess. Does it just auto-annex mages, maybe? Bunch of free power, which wouldn't be going amiss, I guess. Since I assume you are a man... Wait, no, you're mercenary, aren't you? Maintenance, manpower, 7.5 disc, yeah. Alright. Pluto Naval. Okay, next I'd go admin, just to stack up more merc bonuses, which is really what you should be doing. Core creation cost, I guess, is alright. Tax, it's... Yeah, it's just basically just having this. Having those bonuses there. And then from there, I would go, once again, into offensive. Honestly, you could go offensive right now. No, go admin then offensive, because admin actually gives you more military power, in my opinion. Yeah, 100% does. Yeah, because this with admin gives the extra 2.5 on top of this, which would give 5.5, so 10.5 altogether. So many people with merc shit. Check notice. Oh, you are drilling. No, you're not drilling. Like, it's not like 100% drill. That's just the bonuses given by their drill, right? Yeah, 100% is. Yep. That's fine. Drilling them, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Political dynasties again, I don't really rate it. I'd just choose this one because you can't choose the other two, I'm pretty sure. 10% global trade power. What I said for the other one, stab... no, you can do parliament. I don't know if you should. No, you shouldn't. Yeah, do presidential. Stab cost, either 10% morale of army, this one advisor cost, and then this one the free admin policy. So like the others. Your buildings nearly full built with that. You're full built with that. You're well, you're about to be. These are more important than manpower for you, because again, I think you should be going Merc. Because you just don't have the manpower to last in these fights anyway. And look here, you nearly fully negate the tech cost of hiring Max. Moon spears are 4 ducats, alright. 2 ducats, fuck me, these are tiny. Yeah, no, I would just say these are probably better, especially if your eco, as it should be, high. Yeah, it's pretty high. Like, considering, yeah, no, it's pretty high, it's pretty high. Stuff and stuff. Trade power you need to expand off, which I think you've done all your mission treat claims, so you can expand any way you want to from now on. Which I would say it's probably best just trying to get to this, so that way you get more trade power here. Although all this will continue to be sucked out no matter how hard you try, because down-powered pulling is just nutty. Yeah, apart from that, figure out something in regards to religion, because you are being converted right now. Yeah, not really much more. Your Diplo situation is up to you. You're pretty able to choose whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't really hit you either way what you choose. Since you've taken naval, you can be an asset to people that don't have a naval ally. Mr. Konwell. Mr. Konwell, it is nice to see you. You shall die this day, Mr. Bond Konwell thing. Yes, good. I messed up the line even. Okay, fuck this song. Courthouse stuff, things, build, annex. I think, yeah, annex. And then annex all the gnomes. And then, yeah, this is just doing that stuff. Right, what's your force limit? Really, all the evaluation I'm going to do here, because I will keep it to a minimum, because as time goes on, there's more and more shit that happens. Finish building stuff, looks like you have. Looks like you have. Looks like you have. Oh, there's a few things that need to be devved in here for force limit. Yeah, don't build tax. Do not build tax. Delete. Actually. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, never mind. I was thinking maybe. Wait. I keep forgetting where this one is, down there. Okay. Yeah, no. There's not really much else you can build apart from just deving stuff. You have your manufacturers being built. Imagine having manufacturers. Head ass. I need manufacturers. Yeah. Looks like you're building up a fat galley fleet. Why? The only person that you need a galley fleet against is Anbenncost or Small Country. Arvaran doesn't have a proper fleet. It has 36 lights, which you can beat with like 15 galleys. You just keep recycling, like taking back to port, beat them up, recycle, refresh, beat them up, refresh. Same with the gnomes, they don't really have much of an actual fleet either. It's just a bunch of lights, yep. So yeah, the only one here with an actual fleet is Anbenncost. Well, will be Anbenncost, Eborthil, and maybe Rubenair. Maybe Rubenair? Kind of, not really. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Not this, just other stuff. Yeah, I don't understand why you're building so many galleys. Is there a mission here? If there's a mission, I'm a just stupid potato head. Mage Tower, thingo. Yeah, I don't think there's a mission for galleys. Odd. Very odd. Oh, is it just because you keep getting the super generals from the event that you just made a navy? Probably. Okay, yeah, so you need to take this, which, you know, is Vassal Giberd. You need to take this, which is in a coalition against me. I thought it was a vassal. Oh, goddamn. You can deck on this guy and vassalize it, maybe, unless it's a free city. It's a free city, you can't vassalize it. And that's a fucking vassal. Alright. I paid ducats to vassals, but alright, I'll move on to that in a second. For you, ideas should probably be eco-strategic quantity. Yeah, just quantity. Quantity, then, maybe Imperial? Nope. Yep. Nope. Okay. You have offensive, wait, what? No, you don't. The fuck was that? It wasn't offensive. I'd fucking going dyslexic, I swear. Yeah, that's pretty shit. But with quantity, it gives, whereas quantity, it's down by the bottom, isn't it? 5% morale of armies, 15% advice cost. Not the bad. Not the bad. But yeah, probably maybe quantity and religious, because if you don't switch Corrin, there will be a fair few fucking Corrins around you. And, you know, a little bit of RP, a little bit of, you know, easier converting, cheaper converting, etc. And permanent fucking thingo with 10 force limit, yeah. Innovative has some decent policies, definitely has some decent policies, but it just, actually, none of yours, really, but it's lost so much of its benefit right now. Yeah, so for you, I'd say quantity and then religious. Diplo doesn't have the same boons, in my opinion. Yeah, no. Has the 15% recovery speed. Oh, you're 107k manpower. God damn, man. Without quantity. Fucking A, man. Wow, your shit must be dev to high kingdom come. Meanwhile, yeah, 34k here. Yeah, wow, okay, 1 second. It should be in here. Dev. It's at the top, I'm insane. 30s, 29, 30, 30, 20, 20, 22. Meanwhile, here it's 54. Yeah, he only has like 2 or 3 provinces that are good. Also, you have estates, which gives you a bit of a boon. Main thing Giberd should be doing is focusing on deving. Hardcore focusing on deving. He has no tax to spend on right now. These two cost an absolute shit ton to dev. Just turn on the 10% dev cost, and that should, you know, cut it down a little bit. And you just spend points on production and manpower. Manpower, production. Get this one to 20. Get this one to 20. This one's actually cheaper. It's kind of nutty. 35, 30, makes sense. Focus this one first to 20. And then I'd say, honestly, maybe focus this one, 10% dev cost on it. It's only cloth though. You should have the eco actually. Build a manpower thingo there. Do you have all your manpower buildings built? 2 left, which, you know, needs to happen. Thingos around, let me guess, your autonomy's kind of shite? Yeah, your economy's kind of shite. Local autonomy. 50. Why is this one? Odd. Alright. Alright. Whatever. Yeah, focus on autonomy. Put on the autonomy edict for this estate, because get this one to 20. Oh, but you need to dev these as well. Okay, get this one to 20 first. Put on the autonomy edict on this for a few months until you revoke it. Then once you can revoke it, take it off. Put on the dev cost, dev these up to 20. Once you can take that off again, put the autonomy edict back on, get this down. Hopefully the war might be over by then, because that's another 20 years or 10 years. But you know what I mean. Just, you need to get this 25 dev farmland livestock down in dev. Actually exploit some tax from some of these. Yeah, you've only got 5% tax efficiency, so exploit tax from these. This will make it easier to dev. That'll make it a straight 20. This will make it there, whatever. It'll make it easier to dev with the things that you want to dev with. Now, what do you do with your admin? Buy down inflation, which currently is inefficient, or boost stab. Yeah. What are the effects of thingo? Goods produced. Let's see, philosophy influence. Okay, that's odd. I wouldn't buy it down. Yeah, I probably just wouldn't buy it down. Yeah, just... yeah. Take back the tax from here, definitely. Take back... huh. Maybe don't take it back from here, just because it's so hard to dev it back up again. I mean, you can. Just go down to 30 dev with it, but you get dev from force limit, so... oh, never mind. Don't take the tax from there, but from the other ones that you can still functionally dev, take dev away. Take the tax dev away. Yeah, that's the main thing I have to say for that. Mr. Verne, you've tried talking to me extensively. Yes, indeed. Basically, depending on what this war comes out to be, will equal what you can do with the rest of your nation. However, the rest of your nation is finally, I hope, built up. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that, not beautiful. That's horrible. Don't come to me saying you need Emperor for force limit when you have no force limit buildings built, you twat. Why do I have no control over my node? Could it be because I do not have any trade power? Probably. You have the slots here for the stuff. You also need to build the textile manufactory. Yeah. No, because you will need manpower. You will need manpower. Tech 16, 16, 14. You can't, like, build any manufactories, can you? Oh, no, you can. It's just you can't build them right now. Can't see the possibility to build them because you're already building the workshops on them. Which you're building workshops on provinces that, please tell me you've timed to be able to unclick them. You haven't. They're going to be built soon and you're just going to be losing efficiency on them. You fucking bastard. You absolute cock. Yeah. Okay, that's silly. You silly man. But yeah, depending on this, how this goes, whether you stay friendly or angry, you still need to think about what is happening here with Rubenair, being able to expand him with Lorentish and Rubenairy ideas. You still need to think about what's happening north. I forget how far south he goes. But, you know, both of them need to full annex the other. So, you know, do how you will with that in Diplo. However, the main thing for you is your colonies. They are the source of much of your manpower. What's that? 12k there, 11k there, 6k there. So what, that's 23, 30k altogether, which is modified by a further 53%. So 45k manpower from your colonies alone, which puts you near on 30k only above me. Bruh. This song kind of fits you, you fucking dictator. 138 to 181, you haven't even built a force limit, you still got a little bit of eco to do so. Yeah, just keep your ships in bay. Kinda shit, what can you turn off? State maintenance. What in the ever-living fuck are you doing, son? You've got dev cost on all of them up. Turn this off. Turn this off. Turn this Turn this off. Turn it off. Only have it on for the provinces that you're deving at the time. Alright, you got 20, 20, 23. You're not going to be deving these mountains and hills anymore. Turn that shit off. That's costing you so much. It's literally costing you a ducat and a half from this state. You fucking numpty. You're literally making negative money from this estate. You numpty. Holy fuck. Again, hills and stuff. You aren't deving that. Forests? You are making positive from this one, thank God. But you're missing out on 2 ducats worth of income here. 28. Again, no, turn it off. I wouldn't dev these. This one, though. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, farmlands. Ooh. You don't dev that, hey? But you don't have the points, really, to dev it right now, because you have to take tech. So, yeah, just turn all of it off. Turn all of it off. And you can save, oh, I don't know, 20 ducats, maybe? 15? No, that's... oh, that's an exaggeration and a half. 1 ducat, 2 ducat, penny and dime. That's 2 ducat here. That's literally making negative, so you're expending... Oh, right. State income negative is that because it's there, so... 4, 3... Basically, you're missing a ducat from here. You're missing 0.6 or 1 ducat from there. You're missing about a ducat from there. So, yeah, I'd say you're missing about 6 ducats worth of income, which is about 1/10 of your economy. So, you know, kind of fucking important. Especially seeing as you aren't fully built yet. Meaning, force limit, the second most important building. Eco, you don't need that. You don't need it. You just take out debt, and you fight wars with mercenaries and manpower and shit. You don't need eco. Fucking just a number. Wow, this annoys me. Okay. Even this one, it's 9 dev. Who cares? Don't you dare dev this fucking province. Don't you dare. Why did these both have the fucking thing on it? It's 50 dev a click. Don't you fucking dare tell me you're deving these. Fuck off. Eborthil. Just fucking pissed me off, Gert. It's such a happy song though to end with saying I'm pissed off. States. You're gonna turn a bunch of that stuff into thingos. You can make a little bit of money there. What's your GovCap like? It's pretty close. Which means land expansions like into Brakathoth and Alisna you'll need the GovCap for. You didn't take the GovCap here? No, it's here. Okay, so 250 GovCap there. Pretty good. How long until you do this? If this piece comes out, then you just take the summon diet, then you take the seized land. I'll put you up to 17, which if you dev clicks, and she'll be right. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of... Ooh, wait, actually... No! No! Take me back to the good times. Where are your trade companies? Where are your trade companies? No, where are your trade companies? Where are your trade companies? Is it here? No? Where are your trade companies? Here. What? What? Okay. I would have done them a lot closer. States. Trade company. Yep, you've only got the one trade company. Alright, that's... odd, I think, maybe? These even have a... they don't. This is coastal stuff. This is probably a pretty good province, yeah. There is a lot of manpower over here. There's a whole lot of dev that you don't want to be sacrificing. Oh, fair enough. Here, though? Oh, that's a lot of grain, though. Oh, it's a lot of grain. Oh, it's a lot of grain. I wouldn't mind this grain. Typically, you want to look for coastal tiles to make into trade companies because the naval thing isn't that important, but for you, I guess it is. 179k manpower without... No, you do have industrial and strategic. Alright. Goddamn. Alright. You ain't gonna be as much of a pushover as I thought you'd be, in reality. Naval force limit, I'd say your next one should maybe... If you don't deal with Mindboy now, he has a chance, if he goes naval ideas or maritime ideas, to actually contest with you. So I would say if he does start and become a menace, just take one of them and just win that way. Nearly everyone in this game has a decently sizable coast, which does need to be blockaded. And if you can make a bunch of smaller fleets that can go around blockading people without having to have like a big death fleet to fucking protect them all, that'd be pretty nice, in my opinion. I don't know, however, if it's worth it via the policies. Industrial's pretty good with that. If you take innovative, that wouldn't be bad, but you know, innovative now, no jurisprudence. Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of just lackluster, especially with all the bonus you have. Oh, it's kind of just lackluster. Yeah, I'd prefer to take quality, honestly, over that. But then why take quality when you can take quantity and get an extra 20% naval force limit? Yeah, no. Yeah, alright. No, that makes no sense. For you, again, a lot of your thing depends on whether this war is friendly or not. Because if it's friendly, then you two can continue focusing on here, or you can both turn your eyes east onto Phoenix Empire to try and drag more money to you, to try and counteract some of the hemorrhaging that is happening up into Dames tier. Really, there's not a lot of varied plays you can do, because fighting Verne I don't think is plausible without an ally. Ally would be Rubenair. Rubenair and you against Verne? Possible, I could see it happening. However, will you do it? I don't know. Oh, I could see you doing it. Torsha might bite for it as well. You should do it. Yeah, no, I don't really... Yeah, there ain't really much of a play other than going into Elisna, like your mission tree says, and Phoenix, because it does give really good buffs, or just taking more colonial shit to get more money. Either way, more money. It's just which war do you think is easier? Easier wars are always better in the long term. However, hard wars, pretty fucking fun. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say for that. And you know what's great? I'm not going to do Arboran, Adenica, Marhold, Kovuria, Serenova, because Adenica, well, I'll do Adenica. The main thing he needs to do is make sure he doesn't die before he gets about 5 years of recovery back, because this negative 33% recovery is really fucking with him. Really quite fucking with him. When he gets rid of that, he'll start being able to recover manpower, which, you know, 5-6 years, he'll be able to put up at least, you know, a minimal fight against if, say, I went in on him. Right now, if I went in on him and I white pieced out of this and just went, fuck you guys, went over here and decked, he would die. Even if he allied Rubenair or... I don't think Smol country... Maybe if he allied Bjarnrik? You know, if he allied Bjarnrik, it'd be a pretty weird fight. I still think I'd maybe win, just because Adenica doesn't have the eco. He doesn't have the manpower to do the initial fighting, you know? And then if Bjarnrik's fighting me, that'll just mean Gnomish Heirachy would go in for it instead of going, maybe not. Rubenair, however, I don't think, just logically, statistically, analytically, whatever the word I'm looking for is, that they could get there in time. Especially if you had 0 manpower right now and the eco you have now. You could, if you had a little bit more manpower, you would be able to maybe like hold off, because you do have the decent cav bonuses and a shit ton of cav that it applies to. So there would be a bit of fight at the border, buying maybe enough time for them to get there, which would make a 2-front war. which at that point it had just become a fort race, you know? So yeah, you really just need to make sure that I don't deck in the next like 5 years, because this does run out in however many time. There could be other plays. Oh, this is 3 years left on it. Okay, deck in the next 8 years. I thought it ended next year. Ooh, okay. I mean, you know, next 8 years. Yeah, next 8 years. Diplo is the one way I see you surviving to next session, like really good Diplo. Because your nation just isn't in a strong enough position. So Diplo includes money from Small Country, men from Rubenair, men from Gnomes, men from Bjarnrik, men from fucking dwarves, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? This isn't me trying to trash talk on you. If I was someone else, I would be saying this exact... Like, if I was over here and I was seeing this situation, that is just what I would say. You need to make sure that they don't deck on you in the next 8 years, because that's the only way you'll be able to stand up for long enough. Because there have been these forts over here, which are mountains, which are level... It's a level 3 mountain fort. They got sieged in 1 tick. So, you know, the farmland... Oh no, this is woods. But it's not a mountain. The lowlands fort, I just, with negative defensiveness compared to... Okay, I just tried to go into tag switch mode thingo. Oh, Mindway actually has this turned on. Cool. I keep forgetting it's a thing. Compared to the 6% over here, so 5% less. It's not, you know, crazy less. 65 power protection though, that's... Oh, it's still the riding off the back of that. And the fact that they're, GP. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, so I just don't logically see where in a race you could... In a race, I just don't see how it's a win, because there's just too many forts that you have to bust through to get to the capital. You can maybe walk around north. Yeah, I think that's the play, walking around north here, bypassing all this zone of control, which I don't think I would imply that here. Is he rival with Giberd? No, Lorent is. Okay, he can get access through there. Yeah, so... Okay. That's how I would see this working for you, is being able to hold off long enough for Rubenair to come up if he joined, Small Country to come up if he joined, Small Country to come over if he joined. Bjarnrik can just walk straight in, but again, Bjarnrik is a threat of Gnomes and Small Country. Gnomes and Small Country, if they joined, Bjarnrik would see that, and he'd either do... The smart thing to do would be take advantage and kill Gnomes, because he has a lot of missions depending on that. However, he could just go, nah, it's that guy, fuck that guy, and just not, you know. But yeah. Basically, I'm saying you needed to pull a tower defense and pray to God that people come to help, because, yeah, you just don't... I don't think you have the force limit, no, 45, 30 eco total with that, yeah. No. You can give a fight, but by yourself, there is no... There is very little statistical chance of winning by yourself. Especially with the coalition as well. Which, if you are at war, more people will join because you're at war with someone, which lowers your respective power. So yeah, very cool, very Gucci. I'm not meaning to be an asshole, and I didn't mean to be with this. Yes. Good, cool, amazing. Shoot me now.